Welcome back to the program. We are winning. I got two quick, easy stories for you both, and you're going to love both of these stories equally, okay? The first one is with all the illegal immigrants here, how many of them refuse to leave? How many of them don't leave on their own? How many of them ignore a judge's order for deportation? How many of them are in, let's say, sanctuary cities or states that are being protected? Well, now we're finding out, check this out, this is awesome. The Department of Homeland Security is now working with and has hired debt collection agencies to go after these illegals that are still here. And guess what? Pay up. Listen to this. This is absolutely awesome. Administration officials are quietly using debt collection companies to enforce huge fines on migrants who have ignored judges' orders to leave the United States on their own. Since January of 2025, the Department of Homeland Security has levied fines against at least 65,000 migrants for at least $36 billion. Now, this is nationwide, okay? And here's the best part about this. I'll give you like an example kind of what they're doing. Here's a landscaper story, all right? A landscaper by the name of Sanchez. He was already nervous about receiving this letter from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, but nothing could prepare him for seeing the dollar amount that the government said he would now owe them. 1 million, is that 1 million? No, it's actually $1,820,252. The Cuban landscaper, who came to the United States with his family over 20 years ago, was absolutely floored. The Arizona Mirror isn't identifying Sanchez by his full name because he fears he will be retaliated against just for speaking out. Sanchez's case is one of thousands across the country where DHS is charging immigrants $998 a day for staying in the country illegally. The fines can be levied for a maximum of 5 years, and that's what's happening to Sanchez and many others who all have been saddled with the same. It's actually 1.8 million fine. Sorry, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. The fine grows by roughly $1,000 per day per person. The fines are part of the multifaceted campaign by President Trump to implement the deportations and mandate that he was given in November of 2024. The departure of the foreign economic migrants will help younger Americans win higher wages and, of course, have cheaper rents, and will pressure politicians to help Americans instead of migrants. The migrant departure will also pressure companies to divert some of their profits to buy the high-tech workplace equipment that helps Americans earn higher wages by getting work done through each shift and help America compete against foreign rivals such as China. Democrats, of course, are opposed to this and the enforcement measures, which likely will reduce the number of poor migrant clients for their taxpayer-funded urban political machines. Oh, how sad. It seems to me it's just another tactic by the Trump administration to make people's lives miserable, said, of course, Senator Alex Padilla, maybe even an illegal himself, who knows, told San Diego ABC7. You can just imagine the horror when you get a notice of a potential fine like that, especially in this day and age when most working families are struggling to get by. Well, maybe if they didn't break into the country to begin with, and they didn't leave when they were supposed to leave, when the judge told them they had to leave, maybe they wouldn't have these fines. Immigration lawyers are fighting the Trump policy, which could reduce revenue for migration lawyers. Well, obviously, right? People are rightfully nervous. Migration lawyer Hassan, whoever the hell, told Breitbart. This is part and parcel of the administration's desire to partner with the private sector to make immigration enforcement as punitive and painful as humanly possible, says Charles Moore, an attorney at Public Justice, far-left organization, which added that 4 debt collection companies are involved and more are joining. So the notice, let's see here, DHS is intentionally inflicting emotional distress on these people through these notices by levying excessive, punitive, and grossly disproportionate fines against these immigrants, according to this bullshit civil rights organization. You don't have civil rights when you're an illegal alien, and we shouldn't have organizations that represent people that are not here legally. Plain and simple. So this is really good. Now, my question is, how are they going to collect? If they're poor people, how are they going to collect? The only thing I can think of is if they're taking remittances, or perhaps maybe they were given money through SNAP or some type of benefits, or maybe they take it from paychecks. But who knows? People like that are probably working illegally anyway, right? So they're probably not getting quote unquote regular paychecks. They're getting paid under the table. So I think at this point there might be a mechanism where it would be tough to collect all of this money, but it's also the fear factor. And what this will do ultimately is it will get more of these illegal immigrants to get the hell out. Get out of our country. We don't want you here. You came in, the first thing you did in the country was to break the law. We don't want you here. Get the hell out. And so I love this. I think it's great. I love the shock value of how much money it is. I'm hoping somehow they can collect this money. I don't know how they will be able to. But, obviously, if they ever want to come back legally, well, they're going to have this huge fine sitting on them. And they're going to have to pay some of it, all of it, a portion of it, a percentage of it, whatever it might be. And so I guess the good thing is that we are going to get compensated for all the bullshit that we gave them for free. Free housing, free healthcare, free education, free diapers, free this, free that. No more. Gravy train over. Let's hope that the Supreme Court steps up, gets rid of this absolutely asinine and dangerous birthright citizenship bullshit, which is no country on earth does that. You break into another country or you have a baby in another country. Do you think that those countries are going to be like, yeah, no problem. You're now a citizen. We're going to give you all the rights. You can vote. You can have all of our money. You can suck off of our government teat, whatever you want. Hell no. We're the only dumbasses that do stupid shit like that. So wonderful to see that the administration is thinking outside the box, working with debt collection agencies, doing whatever they can to entice these people to get the out of America. Sayonara, bitches. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Put them down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.